Alright, we are gonna be looking further into this brand new best money making mutation in the entire game, being the Tentacle Surge at 10x sell value. In case you guys aren't aware, the entire Atlantis Rob lined up and basically got a full revamp as far as balancing and buffs and stuff like that. Literally give or take about 24 hours ago, and realistically the two major rods that sort of got the biggest buffs here are gonna be the Kraken rod, as well as the infamous Zeus rod that everyone has been sort of waiting for this moment, because it was really gonna be the deal breaker. Whether this rod became the best one in the game or if it just sort of became a kind of like endgame but sort of like mid-tier endgame, if that makes sense. So I figured the best way to figure this out is to go ahead and put these head to head, and let's see which one performs the absolute best here. The Kraken rod has a 10% chance to double any fish that is caught. On top of that, the big money maker here, it's going to be the 5% chance for the Tentacle Surge mutation to be applied to all of the fish caught. With a 10x multiplier, this now completely blows out of the water or as well as Wrath with a 6.5x. But of course at this advantage that it is only a 5% chance when you compare it with something like Aurora. That's a 15%. Prior to this recent buff, the Kraken rod was really looked at as more or less like a rod where you'd be able to work more towards your bestiary, because you were able to pretty much fish in certain areas and be able to get an exotic at a fairly decent chance, to be honest. And it was very easy to obtain. But now the $1,000,000 question, and why I'm doing this entire video, is to sort of see if this is going to be a viable option to go ahead and make money compared to something like the Zeus rod now. Obviously the best comparison here would probably be something like the Seraphic rod, but realistically, Seraphic rod is locked behind a level. Yes, it is a very good rod and probably an option that you should go for if you have it available. What we want to do right now is focus on the rods that are purchasable in the most recent content update. Either way, as I'm sure you've already noticed, we are going to be doing today's test at Grand Reef, but the rules here are fairly simple. This is your first time watching it. The way that we're gonna handle this is we are gonna do one full night cycle from start to finish with absolutely no boost whatsoever. We will have no Merlin luck, no server luck, no Aurora totems, as well as no special little events throughout the day. We're gonna get started with the Kraken rod. Let's go ahead, so let the fun begin. Alright, so that is the end of the night cycle for us, and to sort of get a general idea here, we actually got a fairly decent amount of tentacle surges there. In total we got 2 of them, without a matter of fact 2 of those being mythical fish, which is a huge surprise. Now I probably should have provided this context before we actually even started, but I am running seaweed bait. But yeah, I'm curious to see how much this makes. I feel like at this point we've gotten to sort of get a general understanding how much every single rod that we've tested out roughly give or take makes, so I feel pretty confident if I say that if this rod makes over 400k, it's actually gonna be a fairly decent rod. Either way, man, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments section if you've been using the Kraken rod with this mutation boosted it just recently got. I think if you don't have a Seraphic rod, it's actually a pretty viable option. You can make it some really good money while also at the same time be working towards your mythic as well as your exotics in your bestiary. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to drop a like, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys in the next one.